I love using cultural fairy tales, legends, folk tales, and myths, any type of global text to teach the Common Core standards for English language arts. They also provide a great foundation for interdisciplinary units. In this set of lessons, we used a popular children's book called Kamishibai Man. Kamishibai is the Japanese word for storytelling. We compared the Kamishibai man who rides around town on a bicycle with a beautiful set of story cards on a wooden box to our American version of the ice cream man. You hear the music from the ice cream truck. You come running as fast as you can to buy ice cream from him. The children in Japan hear the clapping of the Kamishibai's wooden sticks. And that tells them that he's here to tell a story. And if they're good listeners, they can buy candy from the Kamishibai. After reading the story of the Kamishibai man to the students, we distributed the level 1 activity. These are the students who are still working on identifying literary elements: exposition, rising action, conflict, climax, falling action, resolution. So they were each given, with their partner, a different Kamishibai text. This particular one is Little One Inch, very popular. Short story. Students could read it quickly, go back, and then identify those integral elements. And here's an example of that worksheet the students were given. This particular story was the smoke of Fujiyama, and then after reading, they used complete sentences to identify each element. The activity for the level 2 students was similar, but in this case, they were asked to produce their own Kamishibai. They had 3 elements they needed to incorporate. The first was the new vocabulary word. In this example, the student needed to incorporate the word oni. Oni is Japanese for ogre. In our one-on-one discussions, we talked about fairy tales in America that we have in which the ogre, certainly Shrek is a popular story right now, and the students can make those connections. Then the student was asked, when he or she wrote his Kamishibai, to incorporate the story of the ogre or the oni around nature. So it needed to teach a lesson about nature. In this example, the vocabulary word was saru. Saru meaning monkey in Japanese. The theme was magic. So this level 2 student was asked to tell a story that taught a lesson through magic, and the main character would be a monkey. The final step was for the students to create their own Kamishibai, and we actually used a small box. The students were given 6 frames to incorporate the exposition, climax, each element of the short story, and then they needed a title screen, and finally they were all excited about, writing the end. So each student, regardless of the level, completed this task. So here's our first student who completed her Kamishibai, and she'd like to share it with you now.
One day there was a very nice ogre named Kiki, but had no friends. The reason was because he looked so scary when he went to look for friends. He scared them by looking like he was about to hurt somebody. But then he found out he had a special power to move rocks and create rivers. The next day, it was very hot. He went to town to show his new powers. Then went up to a little girl and turned part of the street to a pool to help for this hot day, and made trees to have more air to breathe in the sky. And the little girl loved it and told her mother, and her mother told the emperor. When the emperor saw what he could do, he was astonished, and then everyone became his friend. The end.